Hey folks, this is Vincent Natalie with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to check out Sentient. This game is for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, and the average play time is roughly 30 to 60 minutes. We just got this game in the mail, so this is our first time playing, but based on the rule book, seems to be fairly simple, though most games I play tend to be deceptively complex, despite the fact that they look simple. So what you're doing here, at the beginning of every round, the game is played over 3 rounds, you're going to roll your 5 dice of 5 different colors here. You're going to put them onto these 5 predetermined spaces. Each player is going to get 2 of these player boards, and they're going to slide together like that. So the blue die would go here, the peach die would go there, the green over here, and so on. And then throughout a round, you're going to be choosing a card from this array. You're going to put one of these agents above it to indicate that you've taken from that. And then you're going to put that card into a slot in between 2 dice. And then you're going to calibrate the dice. To calibrate dice, basically, you're going to look in the upper left and upper right-hand corner. This equal sign means you leave the die alone. This plus sign means that you add 1 value to it. So this 4 would become a 5 instead. Okay? And the reason why you're putting cards over here is because you're trying to satisfy the, I guess the condition, you'll call it, in the upper middle here. This one says 5, okay? And the way this works is, if this die, this blue one here, if that is a 5, then I would score 2 victory points based on the bottom left-hand corner. This is how many victory points you would earn. If this number on the peach die is also a 5 up here, then I would score 7 victory points. So if 1 equals 5, then you get 2. If both equal 5, you get 7. Okay? So while and you're not going to collect these points immediately. On a future round, let's say I take this one, I'm going to calibrate this peach die from a 5 to a 4 because this card demands it. It has a minus sign here. Okay? So I did have a 5 to get points at the end of this round, but I do no longer. Now, you can stop the calibration effect by spending one of your assistants. Those are the little cylinder-like pieces that you get. These people-looking guys are agents. Again, they're placed here. Assistants are used to stop a calibration effect from taking place. They can also be placed at the time that the agent is placed to add a majority, I want to say, bonus to that area, because at the end of this round, we're going to be winning these investor tokens. There's 5 of them here, and 5 go out every round. On the back of these is like a little round number. So all of the 1s are out right now, the 2s are here, and the 3s are here for the following rounds. But at the end of the round, whoever has the most, I guess, pieces here will win these tokens, bordering it. The second place will earn the victory point here. Okay, assuming there is a second place winner. Alright, so I kind of sped through a turn there. It'll make more sense when we actually play it, but essentially the game is played over 3 rounds. We're going to be playing cards into our tableau to try and meet the conditions on the top. If we do that when the round ends, then we score the victory points on the bottom left, and there are victory point tokens in the box that we'll be grabbing. And again, the game is played over 3 rounds, and at the end of the game, we're going to take the cards that we've collected throughout all 3 rounds and then multiply that color by how many of the matching tokens that we have. So if I have 3 of these information tokens, which are blue, and I've got 2 of these blue information cards that I've collected throughout the game, 3 times 2 is 6, and I would get 6 victory point tokens out of the box. Okay? And if you happen to have 3 cards, but no matching investor color tokens, like if I had 3 orange, 3 service, and I had 0 of these investor tokens, 3 times 0 is 0. I would score no points for that. Okay? You start the game with at least 1. Each player is specialized, like I'm specialized in information. She's specialized in transport, I think it was. Okay? So, yeah, that's it. You can also pass during a round to wipe the board clean. It doesn't mean you miss out for the rest of the round. You can still go on your next turn. But the first time you pass, you're going to take your spare turn order marker and put it on the next round. And turn order goes from top to bottom. So if you're the first one to pass, you're going to go last the next round. Okay? Let's go ahead and give this a try. See how we like it. So we're going to take our 5 dice. We're going to roll them.
At the same time?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's fine. And we just put them down in their matching spots. 6, 5, 2. Okay. All right. And because you're on top here, you get to go first. So you select a card for free. You're going to put an agent above that slot. And then you have the option to put assistance with it to try and win these tokens at the end of the round.
Okay.
For majority. So you're going to take this one here. Now this effect is the sum of the die on the left plus the sum, well, basically the sum of the 2 dice that are on the top of the card. So this plus this, if it's odd, you score 3 victory points is what that comes out to be. So whatever you put that down, though, you're going to calibrate both dice down by 1 because there's 2 minus signs there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
But you can put assistance down to stop that. And each card has 2 calibration slots, so you can put up to 2 assistance. You can stop both dice from calibrating, or you can just choose one, whatever you want. So if you put that there, that is an even. Now this die will not be calibrated for the rest of the round because it's on the end.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because there's no card going to go here to move it again. So yeah, so that's good. If you leave that die, if you do not put assistant here, this will go down by 1, and that'll make that 4 3. That'll guarantee you an odd number for the end of the round. So you're going to score. Well, it's fine. But if you do that, it has to be the sum of these 2 though. So
this turns into a 6.
That would yes. That's one thing I didn't mention. 1s flip to 6s and vice versa.
What the heck is the 3? Okay.
All right, so now the odd value is 9 here. Okay, so if this calibrates again up or down by 1, you're going to have an even number. Yeah. So you're probably going to have to put an assistant on this card to stop that 6 from calibrating to an odd number, because an odd plus an odd is an even.
Yes, sir.
Math. Okay, so now we replace this. New card comes out. Did you want to put any assistance with this to try and win either of these? Oh. It's up to you. You don't have to.
Did I have to do it last round? Do I have to do
This is the first, no, this is the first time you did it. So
I'm saying, like, do I have to do it at the same time?
Yes, you have to do it at the same time, yeah. Okay, you can't put an assistant on in a different area once you've already put some, yeah. So now you've got 2 pieces toward this and this for the end of the round.
Okay.
Okay. So now, I'm going to go. What am I going to do? Goodness. This is tough. Like
yeah, there's a lot of calculating in this.
It is. All right. This one has to be less. So I'm looking at my dice. So this one would probably benefit over here. This is a 2, this is a 4, and this is going to go up by 1, and this is going to go down by 1. So I'm going to go ahead and put this transport here. This 2 is going to turn into a 1, and it's going to stay a 1 for the rest of the round because nothing can be calibrated. Nothing can calibrate it again. It's on the end. And this 4 becomes a 5.
Were you supposed to put down an agent?
I am. I'm getting it.
Oh.
And do I want to put, I guess I'll put an assistant with it. Okay. I can put more than one assistant if I wanted to. But now, at the moment, this is satisfied. This number is less than this number. At the end of the round, I would score 4 victory points. But things may change. We'll see. So now a new card comes out. And it is now your turn again.
Okay.
Okay, over here?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna grab that.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're looking for the number 5 there.
Yeah.
That's good because that 5 has that has an equal sign there, that calibration. So that 5 is going to stay a 5. That's good. But that 3 became a 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we're going to put a new card out. All right. What in the world is that? Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, lots of arrows. Okay, score if the difference between the 2 adjacent dice is equal to 2. Oh.
There's also another type of legend in the back. Like
Is there?
In the very last page.
I'll have to look at that. Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of iconography here. Score if the difference between the 2 adjacent dice is equal to 1. Oh, in this case, equal to 2. Which I still don't understand.
Why? I know. Like, why does 1 die?
When they say adjacent die, I'm wondering if I might have to look that one up off camera because I don't know. I don't know what's considered an adjacent die in this game. I wonder if that means die, like, if I were to put this card here, does that mean 5 minus 6, or... Well, it said this, no, score if the sum, the difference between the 2 adjacent dice, unless it just simply means 6 minus 5.
That's what I thought initially.
That makes sense. Then why wouldn't it have a left arrow minus the right? Why are there arrows?
Because you have to do it twice?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look that one up just to be sure that I've got that right.
But then it would never equal to 2. It would always equal to 0.
Yeah.
If that was the case.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we debated off camera for like 5 minutes, and I went on Board Game Geek, couldn't find the answer there. The way that we think it's going to go. On the previous page, there's other examples saying like higher number minus 2. So of the 2 adjacent dice, you're going to take the higher number minus 2. Fine. Now we come to this. So I'm guessing it's going to be the higher number minus the lower number is equal to 2. And if that's the case, then you score. That's what I'm thinking is meant by this. But people that have played this before can correct us, should we? Okay. So now I still have to pick one, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So 3. I can keep that, but that goes up, which I would get 2 points with this one. This is 8 minus the sum. See, all of my dice are high. So this would not be good unless I can calibrate them. That's 6 into a 1, for example. This is the same card, 8 minus the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I guess we'll go with the 3. Put this here. And I'm going to calibrate, I'm going to lock this down to stop this from going from a 3 to a 2. The 5 I don't think I care about, so I'm going to put this into a 6. I've got to put my agent in this slot. I'm going to put one of my assistants there. I've got 2 left. Alright. And new one comes out, and it is now your turn.
Okay. Which one's that one? The left dice has to be...
Greater than or equal to... The left dice has to be greater than or equal to the right die.
I see.
And if you don't like any of these, you can pass, wipe the board. Mm-hmm. That ends your turn.
That would put me...
That would put you last for next round, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So for that one at the end, right? If I calibrated it afterwards and it ends up... Oh no, it will never end up being a negative number because you still have to take the higher number.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would take the higher number.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't say higher. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess it's just given higher minus lower.
Yeah.
When you're doing subtraction, That's what you would normally do, unless you're going in the negatives on purpose.
Okay, I'm actually going to take this one.
Okay, 8 minus the sum of those two.
I put this somewhere? Where do I put this?
What?
This assignment here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I put my assistant...
If you want to. You don't have...
it's optional?
It's optional. Remember, you're just fighting for control over these. Since you're the only... Well, I mean, I might go there in the future. But right now, you've got 1 token toward this and 1 token toward that.
Yeah.
I've got 2 toward that at the moment.
Okay. And we both are tied in there, huh?
Well, this one, you've got 4 touching it. I've got 2.
Oh, I see.
But you've got 2 here. I've got 4 touching this one.
I see. Okay, then never mind.
You're gonna... Okay, it's up to you.
Well... Yeah. Okay, I'll do this instead.
Okay, so if you don't want to calibrate, left one goes up by 1.
This will go up by 1, and this will go down.
Down.
By 3.
By 1 to meet, to be 3. Yep.
Yeah.
So from 4 to 3. Yep.
Okay.
All right, new card comes out.
Oh man, I probably should have. Oh, I should have put an assistant on there.
Another 3. Wow. Okay. I don't think I like that one. Now, if I don't like those 6s.
It's so weird, like, with dice games, I'm thinking that high numbers are so good, but with this game, it doesn't matter about high numbers or low numbers.
Alright, I can do, I think, this. And the way this is going to work, this is going to go down by 1 to be a 4. 5 to a 4. This one is going to go up by 1. This is greater than or equal to, like, if this number is greater than or equal to this one, but this 6 plus 1 flips to a 1. So that condition is met there.
That's really good. Look at you.
Alright. And I have to put my guy here, and I'm not going to put any assistance with it, I don't think.
Okay.
And...
New one comes out?
Yeah.
Ugh, jeez.
Let me shuffle.
Did you shuffle these?
I did shuffle them.
Do you want me to shuffle?
I got it. I'll just cut the deck.
Oh my god, that's not how you shuffle!
You were looking at these prior to the game, I'm just saying.
I know.
6. So you did something. I'm just gonna blame you.
I only took this part.
No, you touched it.
Oh my
you
god.
smelled it. That was enough.
I did smell
that smelling the cards, rearrange them. It's in the rulebook. Science.
Science, indeed. The only one I can probably possibly take that wouldn't hurt me is that one, but -1. Okay, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Alright, I have no choice. I'm gonna choose this one.
This one here?
Yeah. And
now you've got 3 assistants.
Yeah.
So you can only lock 2 down, so you might as well put 1 here for the area control.
Yep.
Oh. Up to you, but
yeah,
otherwise they go to waste.
I am.
Well, no, you have to put it here, because that's what you took.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to put your assistant down on the card that you took, along with your agent. Your agent and assistants are placed together.
Always together.
Yes.
Okay, I see. I see.
Alright, and this one came out... so the sum of this die and this die has to be less than or equal to 4 or greater than and equal to 10.
Oh my god, this is calculus all over again.
It's not calculus! It's algebra!
I don't mind
Big difference between algebra and calculus, I'm just saying.
I don't mind algebra, but iconography is like messing me up.
I see. Well, this would not work for me, that card.
Unless you calibrated it?
I don't know if I want to calibrate it. Well, this one I could probably calibrate. Well, that would subtract to a 5. This would go up to a 6 again. but that would ruin that card because this number has to be greater than this one. So I do not want this one going up. I could always use my assistant to stop it. This one is 8 minus the sum of these two, which is 7.
Wouldn't that only go up by 2? It would only go up by...
What are you talking about?
That one...
Would go up to a 6.
Why?
If I put this card down...
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah, plus one more would be 2. It would...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking minus. Yeah. My bad. I was looking at this card instead of this card. But yeah, that would go up to 2, which would work. This would go... Okay, so that would be 2, that would be 5. It's still 7. 7 would not meet that requirement. This one is the difference of these. That would not equal 2. Well, if this became a 6... No, that's a bad idea. Well... And that became a 1.
6 minus 1 would be
well, yeah, well, now I'd want to lock that in. So 1 minus 1. No matter what way I swing it, I'm not going to get to 2.
Yeah.
8 minus, now that might work. If I can, alright, let's do this. I'm going to take this one, put this here. I'm going to lock the 1 in place so it does not flip back to a 6. The 6 increases by 1 to become a 1.
Nice.
And I have to put my assistant and agent there.
Okay.
And I think we are good. Now it is your... Well, I'm going to draw a new one, even though we don't really need to. It's your turn.
But I pass.
You have to pass because your tableau is full. So you go there first, right? If no one ever passes... Basically, turn order is flipped for the next round. So now I have to pass as well because I'm full up. Okay. And now the end of the round. So now we score this based on what we've got.
Right.
So I guess we'll start with you. You've got... The sum of these two need to be odd.
Yeah.
You've got 9. 3 plus 6 is 9, so you score 3 points. Okay. Just keep that in the back of your mind. I'll give you a token for...
They should have had a score tracker if this was the type of scoring.
Well, I mean, you've got these tokens, so it doesn't matter. Right. So we've got 3 so far. Okay. What about this one here? You've got a 6.
It's just 1 6, so that's 2
2,
points.
So that's 5.
Okay.
And then this one here, a 5 and a 5, that's 7 points. That's really good. So that's you're up to 12. And then this one is 8 minus the sum of these two. 8 minus 8 is 0. So you score nothing. Yeah,
I thought it was 5 minus 3. It's 2.
No, it's the sum of those two dice.
Oh my gosh!
So you got 12 points. So you want to give yourself 12 victory points worth of tokens.
I got 12.
You got 12? Okay. So on my end, I've got 1 3. The other one is not. So I get 2 victory points here. This one is 8 minus the sum of these two. This is 2, 1 and 1. So that's 6.
Wow.
So that's 8 so far. The sum of this is greater than or equal to this. So I had, what, 8, right?
So that's 3 points. I have
3, that's 11. I have 11 points. And then this one is 1 is less than 4. That does match. That's 15. So I have 15. Just give me a 10 and a 5.
Okay.
All right. Now we look at our majority scoring here to see who wins these. This one, you're the only one touching it. So you win this.
Oh man, I wanted the pink one.
You keep that for endgame scoring.
So we don't choose which one?
No.
Oh.
Whatever you're bordering.
That's lame.
Second place, no one gets this because I'm not there to take. I'm not here as well. So that goes back in the box. Transport. How many people are touching it? Red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 6 to my 3. You also score this.
I get it now.
I get second place because I do have at least some people touching it, so I get a victory point. This one here, I've got 7 to your 1, 2, 3, 4. I take the service one for endgame. You get this as a second place. This one, I'm touching the most, so I get this one. And you get this as a consolation prize, and you're the only one touching that. I'm not touching this, so that goes back. So now after that, these cards get wiped. I'm just going to put this on the bottom of the deck here. And our tokens come back to us, including any assistance that we have. Dice come back to us as well. And our cards, we keep these cards for endgame scoring. Again, at the end of the game, we're going to take each color and then multiply that color by how many matching color tokens we have. Right now, I'm really bad. I only have 1 extra point. The only colors I've managed to match so far is this orange token with this orange card. That's
you
one.
have your blue, too.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so I got 1 there. So 2 points total. Yeah. This does not match this. This is transport, this is industry. But you keep these for the end of the game. And now we start a brand new round. Can you grab 5 of those 1 point tokens out of the box? Okay. So we're just going to put these randomly out like that. Uh-oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, there.
I can't reach.
Okay.
There you go. All set.
There's 1 there. This is the only part I don't like. It's just this design. I mean, I get what they're going for here, but this goes like that. This goes like that. New card there. This goes like that. And
why was that one last?
Huh?
Is that just random?
Random, yeah. It's you just shuffle those 5 and you just put. I'm just randomly putting them down.
Okay.
No, I'm cheating, huh?
No. I was just wondering.
Okay, so this is now the second round, and I would go first. I think we're about 45 minutes in, half an hour, and something like that. So I'm going to put a cut here. We'll come back when we are ready to score everything. So stay tuned. And we're back. We're at the end of the game. We splayed out all the cards that we've collected and all the tokens that we've collected throughout the game. We also take into account our player board. We started with 1 by default. So we'll start with you. You've got 1 green card and 2 of these green tokens. So that's 2 victory points. So you grab 2 out of the box. This one, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 industry and 1 industry token. Actually, you've got, that's a transport. So that's 5 for that. You've got 3 orange, so that's 3 points because you got 1 token. This one is 1 times 3 is 3. Or, okay, so, yeah, this one, and this counts as 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Yeah. And then lastly, for blue, it's 2 times 1. So feel free to make change while I'm calculating mine.
Go ahead.
Mine is 2 points, 2 industry, 1 card here, so I get 2. Military, 0. Because I have no tokens. Information, 3 times, I've got 1 by default, so 3 times 3 is 9. I'll take a 10 and give back a 1. This one is just 1 times 1 is 1, and this one is 0, because, yeah. She did great when it comes, like, she got the area control down pat when it comes to she had all 5 token types, I had 3, is what I had. So, final score...
Oh, you killed me.
Nah, I don't know about that. I had...
Jeez.
Okay, so this is 65, 67.
Wow.
What did you have? You had 57.
57.
Yeah, so 10 points.
Well, that's really
big
good.
difference.
You killed me with the higher... You had higher...
I had a lot of high... My strength was organizing my board and scoring every card every time. I had 4 cards. Usually they were high valued, but the downside was I couldn't control. I had to do a lot of adjusting on my board with my assistants. I had to lock things down to prevent dice from moving. So I wasn't able to put as many assistants down to grab, along with my agents, to grab these tokens. You got a lot of tokens here. Had you gotten like an extra 1 or 2 industry, you would have wiped me out. Like that would have been.
If I had 2 more industries, I would have beat you by like
a gazillion.
No, 5 points.
Yeah. See, that's a lot. You did good though. What did you think?
I liked it. I wish that rule was a little bit clearer. That was the only downside.
There are some. What with the
stupid the 2 arrows on one die. That's so weird.
This one, yeah. I think that means one adjacent die minus the other adjacent die is equal to 2. I'm wondering, it says score the difference between the two. When you're scoring a difference, usually it's higher number minus lower number, and you're trying to keep the number positive. In other maths, you know, you're going to go in the negatives. That's fine, but still, with this game, I'm assuming you want your value to be positive, so larger minus smaller. But that can be confusing to a new player. You know what I mean? I would also love, for convenience purposes, player aids.
Yeah.
There were no player aids. In the back of the rulebook, normally, like just any other game, normally has turn order, parts of a round, all that jazz to help players along. None of that here. The game, granted, was easy to play, but for convenience purposes, it would have been nice to have a player aid, player guide, something. Mm-hmm. But it was easy to jump into, I think, despite the little hiccups with the iconography. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed this one.
I did too. I really liked it.
It was deceptively simple.
It would have been better if it was like 6 rounds.
You wanted 6 rounds, huh?
I wanted each of us to have 1 million tokens by the end.
1 million tokens, wow. I don't know about that.
No. That was
wait, did I have a green one? I guess I did. I did.
Oh.
Well, I get 3 more. It doesn't matter.
Sweet.
So I had 70 then.
Here, an extra 5.
Okay. I must have missed that when I was
Take that 2 out.
Yeah. I know. Deny me of my 2 extra points that I didn't earn. Yeah. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, you did well with the assistance, like in area control, but you had to give up scoring a card or 2 in order to do it.
Yeah, I had a lot of these stupid low value cards. These industry cards kept coming up, and I was like, dang it.
Well, they're easy to score for the most part. 3, 3, 3, 3. Whereas mine were 7, 5, 4.
That was amazing. I kept wanting to get those high card stuff, but my dice it wasn't in the cards.
It wasn't in the cards. It's okay. You did very well for your first time, I gotta say. And this is
your first time too.
It is my first time, and I would put this on my DGA list, I think, for 2019.
Me too. Is it weird that I would not have this as a digital game? I like it.
You wouldn't?
No, I like it as a tabletop.
It's very thematic. Look at I love the art. Mm-hmm. Normally, I'm not into pink, purple color schemes, but it does very well here. I like it. The art is fantastic. The quality is amazing.
Oh, the size of the cards are so big.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, all of it. And one of my Patreon subscribers, his name was Scotty. He recommended this game.
Oh, thanks, Scotty.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. That was awesome. He's pledging at the $30 level, I think.
Wow, nice.
So he's like He's top second.
Top dog.
Besides Ratsies, he's the top dog. Yeah. So thanks again, Scotty, for recommending this one. We did enjoy it, in case you couldn't tell. I would definitely play this one again. It's definitely a keeper. Again, in the running for the DGA awards for 2019 easily.
Yeah.
Unless like 8 or 7 other games come along that bypass this is definitely up there.
Yeah.
At least an honorable mention, at least. Mm-hmm. Really good game.
It's no Flatline, though.
Don't get me started. Don't even get me started with Flatline. Oh my gosh. I'm getting stressed just thinking about it.
Sorry.
We don't have Vicodin in the house, darn it. Just joking, kids. Don't take Vicodin. Anyway, here we go, folks. Sentient. Really awesome game. I'll put a link in the below description for the Amazon store page. If you buy it through my link, I'll get a small cutback at no cost to you. That way you can support my channel. This is Vincent Natalie. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye, guys.